Hey, you guys, what's up? Most of you guys know me from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, The Ultimate Girls Trip on Peacock, and also Celebrity Big Brother Final 3. And I'm hanging out with my boy, Todd Wharton. FaceTime with Todd Wharton.
So welcome to the Mother's Day edition of FaceTime with Todd Wharton. And I couldn't think of anything more fitting than grumpy old women Mother's Day tweets. So I miss the days when men used to whistle and stare at my ass. Nowadays, all I hear is sand, because that's my ass. Have you ever noticed that all moms say they have the cutest baby ever? Just once I would love to hear one be honest and say, damn, that's the Antichrist. I'm tired of hearing new moms always say their baby is such a good baby. Just once, I would love to hear a mom be like, yeah, no, my baby's a real kid. Don't get me wrong, I love being a mom. It's the greatest gift ever. But there are some days the evil part of me wants to say to my kids, look at what you did.
I'm not gonna put up with this shit.
We'll be right back with Cynthia Bailey. So welcome back to the show, everyone. So my guest tonight, I think you all know her from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's also an entrepreneur, she's an actress, she's a model, she's a humanitarian, and she's an all-around beautiful person. But you know what? Don't take it from me. Let's take a look at a clip.
Yes, walk with me. Come on. Fierce. Yes. Again.
I am a supermodel who has traveled the world,
Hell yes.
worked with some of the top photographers,
Beautiful.
top models.
I want to marry you.
I'm taken. I have been engaged a couple of times, at least 3 times.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love for a man to feel like they want to marry me, but for some reason, when we get to the part where they actually want to get married, I start to freak out a little bit. I lived in New York for the past 25 years, hanging out with some of the biggest celebrities in the world. But once I met Peter, I took my career and my daughter and moved to Atlanta.
Nice to see you. To be received with such love, positivity, and support. This is the moment I've been waiting for, and I'm owning it.
Please welcome to the show, Cynthia Bailey.
Hey, I'm doing good, Todd. How are you?
I'm good. I see you brought some drinks to the party. What's going on over there?
Absolutely. You guys know I had to show with my Seagram's Escapes, and what I'm drinking today is this very delicious cocktail in the spirit of Mother's Day that's coming up. All the badass moms out there. This is my mimosa. Super, super easy to make. You know, moms don't have time to make it complicated.
That's
Basically, put any flavor from Seagram's Escapes and some sparkling white wine. Any flavor from Seagram's Escapes, any of my delicious coolers, and some sparkling white wine. And I added some blueberries. You can add any garnish you want. Strawberries, pineapple, anything you want to do. All right. So here's the moms. Every day should be Mother's Day.
Salute to the moms.
To all the moms out there, every day should be Mother's Day. Thank you for all the moms for doing what you do. And shout out to my mom.
Yes, shout out to your mom. Shout out to my mom.
Woo, it's delicious. This is a great cocktail. And for the other recipes, you guys, I have to tell you guys, make sure you go to Seagram'sEscape.com to check out all the other delicious recipes we have. We have some amazing recipes. Another favorite of mine is the Jamaica Me Happy recipe, which is a berry sorbet float. So make sure you guys look for that one as well.
I love all this. Cynthia, I got to tell you, when I go out, if I'm with my boys, I'm going to be straight. It's very hard for me to be like, yeah, you know what? I want a mimosa. Just that's why I'm glad you're putting these out, because ladies, I love sweet drinks. So if I'm with you and you order one, I'll get the same thing. Now I sound.
There you go. Absolutely. Especially if it's in the spirit. I mean, hey, you can have a mimosa just on the strength of how amazing your mom is. You know what I'm saying? Just celebrate her.
Yeah, I would have to get a bottle because my mother's kind of a big Italian woman. What was rest?
Okay.
I got to get a bottle of that stuff.
That's okay. Get a bottle of white wine, and get your whatever flavor you want from Seagram's Escapes.
Yes. And I love the fact that you're doing this. Now, I know you partner with Seagrams, but what's the initiative behind this? Did they approach you, or did you do something like, you know what, I really, with what I'm doing now and the power that I have now from everything that I'm doing, how can I give back to my mom? Was this something that you created, that you went to them and they came to you? What was the real inspiration behind doing something like this?
Right. Well, we've had Seagrams and we've been in business together for several years now at this point, and we love celebrating life. You know, I think if the pandemic taught us anything, it's like there's always a reason to celebrate at this point. You know what I'm saying? Just everyone's humble and grateful to just be healthy at this point. So with that said, you know, for different, you know, for all the different holidays, we embrace it. We just try to have fun with it. And, you know, Mother's Day is coming up. They, you know, we all have moms. So with that said, we just decided to just celebrate us. You know, Seagrams and we do a women empowerment tour that we take on the road. We had to stop it because of the pandemic. Hopefully we're going to get back on the road soon, but we celebrate women and especially moms. So this is why we put this amazing Mimosa cocktail together, just to remind moms, like we, you know, with all the jobs as an entrepreneur, as with all the jobs that I have, honestly, my favorite and my biggest priority is just being a mom. So, you know, with everything else in this next chapter, I still gotta, like, you know, be a mom first and foremost. So
yeah, I mean, Cynthia, you look beautiful, you always have, but I mean, how do you stay looking great? Because you said you work so many jobs. Now, I did a lot of research on you. Guys, this is not even a joke. She works a lot. and you mentioned the Jamaican drink. Now, are you Jamaican? Because most Jamaicans, in terms of in living color with the Keenans, you got to have at least 8 jobs to be Jamaican.
I'm actually not Jamaican, but I was married to a Jamaican for a long time. Peter Thomas is Jamaican. So, but I had, you know, I actually grew up in Alabama.
Yep.
I grew up very humble beginning. So basically, long story short, I grew up poor, and, you know, I had to figure it out. I'm a hustler, and any good hustler knows that you got to have several hustles going on all the time.
Yep. Well, I have a quote that I used to put that most hustlers were evolved strugglers. Something I created a long time ago.
Yeah.
And like I said,
That's how we hustle.
I'm impressed with your background, because if I'm not mistaken, your father and mom, your father was a blue collar worker at an auto factory, and your mom, I believe, worked at a sewing factory.
That's right.
Which is really cool. And I love how you're giving back to them, because if you guys don't know, the first real Black entrepreneur that you knew was your grandma.
My grandmother, Frankie Mae Ford.
Yeah.
Frankie Mae Ford, that woman had probably 10 jobs. She also worked at the sewing factory, the same one that my mom worked at. And at lunchtime, she sold hamburgers, hot dogs, and she made these fried apple pies. Like, this is a good old Southern Alabama woman. And then she also brought clothes home from work from people that she, like, you know, took care of their stuff, like personal, like sewing things for them. And then she also cleaned houses on the weekend. Yeah. So I was like, I remember asking her, you know, why do you have so many jobs? Like, why are you always working? And she basically just said she wanted to be able to have whatever she wanted to have in life. And, you know, she grew up in even more humble beginnings than I did. And with that said, you know, her work ethic was something that just always stuck with me. And, you know, she told me, very simple, you know, if I was willing to work hard, I could have anything I wanted. So I've been working hard ever since. Yeah,
and you're doing it really, really well.
Thank you.
I've seen it on a lot of shows, and you've been just killing the game. And I like how you did admit that, yes, you were on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it pretty
7
much,
years.
Yeah, well, that's a career, right? And I like the fact that they brought you on because they were looking for more of a classier person to be on the show. And you originally didn't want to do it because you thought it was just too much drama. And honestly, yeah, all these reality shows are drama because that's what sells. And not sure, people aren't sure whether it's real or not, if it's thrown in there or not. But you capitalized on that, like a Cardi B capitalized on Love and Hip Hop. You capitalized on that. Well, you're already a businesswoman. You already had a set mind of what you were going to do, but you're like, you know what? This can actually catapult me into where I want to be. Instead of trying to find 10 years from now, this something could catapult me. And if I use it correctly,
That's
And I'm
right.
letting people know that you are smart as hell.
Thank you.
You made a great move because honestly, you don't know where you would be if you didn't pop into that.
Oh,
right?
oh my goodness. I can't even imagine, to be honest. When I had the opportunity to do Housewives, to your point, I'm not really a high drama conflict kind of girl. Like, I really avoid it at all costs. It really makes me sick to my stomach because I actually like getting along with people and I don't like to argue. And, that's just not my thing. So anyway, but what I realized was what I appreciated from Bravo is the fact that this platform was amazing. And I thought, you know what, if I could just, as long as I can show up as myself and just do Cynthia, which is what I'm most proud of for being on the show for 11 years. Like, you guys just always got me. Whether you thought I was the most exciting or the most boring thing you had ever seen in your life, I never played a character. I never became a monster. I always just showed you guys exactly where I was, the highs, the lows, the ups, downs, peaks, valleys, whatever it is. And I was always very transparent and gave you guys authentic me. And I think at the end of the day, the only way to do a reality show or just even be a part of a platform like that is just show your truth. Just show up as yourself. And some people are going to like your truth and some people are not. And it doesn't matter because your truth is your truth.
Yeah. And a lot of big businesses like Seagram's actually look at that.
Because the truth is real. Like, I'm a real person. I'm not perfect. I'm not, I get really upset when people, I have a lot of young little girls that look at me as a role model because of my school, the Bailey Agency School of Fashion. And, what I try to do, with my school, just in terms of confidence building, self-esteem building. But I'm always like, hey, don't do that. I'm not a role model because if, don't put me up there and then I mess up and then all of a sudden, I'm a horrible person. So I do consider myself an inspiration to people that came from very humble beginnings, for people that figured it out, who weren't the smartest, who weren't the prettiest, who weren't the whatever it is that, you would need to succeed. But just, for someone who just had ambition, who just wanted a better life, who wanted to, who wasn't afraid to dream. Like, it was a dream to become a model. It was a dream to be, end up on a reality show for 11 years. I didn't wake up and think, oh, okay, I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to be this person. And what I love and appreciate also about being a part of the Real Housewives platform is they made me famous. I'm a household name. Anywhere I go in the world, people know me from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this next chapter has been all about, being able to leverage that brand and that hard work that I've done to move into the next thing, which is acting and hosting and writing and producing and doing all these other things that I want to do that I didn't always have the time to do on Housewives.
Yeah, and I love that you said that. I love that you're giving homage to the Housewives because I interview a lot of people, and when I interview guys that are just retired from, let's say, football, right, and they were pro bowlers and whatever, they got publicists telling them, let's not talk about the football anymore. Let's talk about what you do in the future in interviews. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, but the reason why they're here is because of the success they had in that time. So why would you, as a publicist, tell them not to? That doesn't even make sense. This guy just won a Super Bowl. Why would you tell him not to talk about that? If anything, that's a glory, hopeful story.
Absolutely.
That's part of the story. Developed that.
That's part of the journey. It's a journey. Yeah. We all are on our journey. So I cannot walk into my future without appreciating my past, because that got me, every choice I made, every step I took led me to where I am here right now, sitting here on, FaceTiming with you, Todd. So.
And I love it. I love how, and I say this a lot, I love that you actually are genuinely giving back to communities. You were with the Wilhelmina Modeling, I believe, for 5 years. You were 18 years old when they signed you. You were the first African-American woman girl to win your homecoming, right, in the school.
White High School, yes.
Which is really cool. And you just grew from there. But part of your legacy, you've always found a way to give back. And you have your own agency. You're an entrepreneur. You have your own winery. Congrats. I know Mary J. is going to be at that, which is really cool. so you have a lot going on. You really have a lot to give back to people. And I think if you can improve one person's life by being successful based on them listening to you, that's your impact. And I think your goal in life is to turn around and be like, wow, somebody actually saw what I did, loved what I did, and they followed my pattern and they became the next success story and they're giving back. That's how a great chain works.
Oh, for sure, for sure. You know, I have a funny story. You don't realize, you know, especially on a reality show. I mean, I've said and done some all kind of crazy stuff, but you just don't realize who's listening to you. I remember one of my Cynthia Bailey model searches. I met a young lady who was gorgeous, so smart, so beautiful, but she was tiny. She was super tiny. And at the time, Instagram hadn't completely taken off and the whole Instagram modeling world hadn't really kicked in like it is now. And with that said, I remember, you know, this is the end of the day, you know, she didn't make it to the last round. She didn't win. And honestly, I'm just tired. I'm ready to go back to my hotel room. I've taken a million pictures. I've talked to the kids. I've talked to the parents. They brought grandma with them. I've FaceTime with the people that couldn't make it. I've done everything. So I'm ready to wrap it up, right? And her dad, and she came over and said, you know, we are so glad that we got a chance to do this, be a part of this experience. What do you have any advice for us? And I just honestly was like, you're gorgeous. When I look at you, I see actress. I think you should take some acting classes and I think you should study acting, because with acting, size, looks, none of that matters. You know, modeling is more aesthetic. So didn't think anything else about it. Maybe 3 months later, the dad calls me. He's like, oh, she's been in acting classes. She just booked a show on this show. And basically the girl's like a movie star now. She's doing, TV star. She's doing everything. And literally, had I not said, I feel like, because the dad still keeps in touch with me. Oh, she just booked this. She just booked that. This all started with you. I just said, hey, I think you should be an actress. I didn't know she was really going to jump in class and become an actress. So there's so much power in our words. I'm so glad that I'm a positive person. Even when I don't feel like it, I'm like, okay, I got 2 minutes. This is what you need to do it. So, you know, it's wonderful to inspire, especially young hopefuls who are trying to get into modeling or acting or whatever it is they're trying to do. When they, you know, come to me, I feel like it's definitely a responsibility of mine to empower them. You know, I can give, you know, I can give anybody, you know, some of my time. If all they need from me is to say, hey, you know, what do you think about this? I can give you that. And then the rest is up to you.
I love it. And you know what, you hit it on the nose. In order to mentor, you have to be positive. You have to have good energy, because nobody's going to want to approach you if you're successful, but also kind of a jerk, right? And a lot of people become that for some reason. They become successful and they act they're bigger than what they, you know, portray themselves to be. It's like, yeah, but you're successful because you got into lanes where people wanted to work with you.
Exactly.
So in those lanes, why would you become that person where you're not allowing other people to come into the lane as well?
Right.
And then you might as well just live on your own island, and you and your ego can have a long lasting life, you know?
I never understood that, actually. I think that, you know, as someone who is a quote unquote celebrity now, we work so hard to become a celebrity, to get the fans, to get this validation, to get these opportunities. So once we actually reach that goal to become a jerk or an asshole, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because we can't be famous without fans. we can't, it works together. I need to be liked. I need my fans to be like, hey, she's great. You know what I'm saying? You can't really, the two work together. So I didn't, you know, come all the way from little small town in Alabama to work my butt off to become an asshole, basically.
100%. Or it could be there's people that are assholes that become successful and they hit the asshole to move through the lanes. And when it became that giant, the asshole just came back out all right, I'm back.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm not doing shit with you. That's it. You guys must be right. And it's like, yeah, but there are reasons why actors don't get roles anymore and sports players aren't on the teams. And it's because they don't want to work with you. Understand that you could be the biggest actor in the world. You can be anything, but the movie people are the ones that have the power, right?
Yep.
They can cut you out like that. Because me and you know a lot of great actors that we haven't seen in a long time. And people are like, where is this person?
What happened to them? But I was going to say that, Todd. I think it's changing. Like there was like an era where like the bad guy, the jerk kind of like won. It was like cool to be like awful. Yeah. And now I think this is the season of like, and I don't know if it's like everything that's happened in the world with, you know, the world is shutting down and people having to sit still and be with themselves and be around their family and be with their husband and wives and stuff. Yeah. But I feel like it's time. I think it's the season of the good guy. I think, you know, the hard worker, the good guy. I think I'm starting to see, especially just being out here in LA, working on these different sets. I'm actually meeting and working with a lot of really nice people. I think people are like done with, they have options. It's choice. They don't have to work with somebody who's awful anymore, somebody that's a jerk.
I think I have the solution on why that's happening. When me and you were growing up, we didn't have social media. So you had to work hard. And when you were a jerk, news wasn't around to put you out there and stuff. So you can get away with a lot of stuff and own stuff. Now, YouTubers and reality stars, and I'm not saying just reality in general, TikTok and Instagram are becoming famous people, right? So there's a lot more availability out there for people to become famous. So unless you become a Harrison Ford or, or like Meryl Streep or, a Regina King now who's been doing it all her life, right? There's somebody that's 15 years old right now that can gain 1 billion followers, and they will take that person with no skills whatsoever and put them in the film because that face will make us more money than your 30-year-old career. And I think people starting to see that.
So true.
And that's why I love your humbleness. Now, speaking of guys, because you mentioned guys, do we have like a Father's Day thing coming out, like something like a dad hatton or something?
You know what? We haven't come up with one yet, but we will definitely make sure we have a Father's Day drink as well. My husband has
Dad Hatton. I'm telling you.
What is it called? The Manhattan?
Dad Hatton.
Oh, Dad Hatton. Dad Hatton. I like that. Dad Hatton. Okay. All right, that has a nice ring to it. I'll run it up. I'll tap my people.
Run it up the thing, and you can put my face on it.
I like that. I like that.
And then if you're not sure, you guys can go back to the old school hot toddy, because even though it's warm outside, everybody needs a hot toddy in their life. It's something that keeps you warm and, goes down smooth, ladies.
It's true. I'm a fan of a hot toddy, like seriously. Like I think, and you forget about them. And then when I'm like feeling like a little under the weather, I just feel like I want a little something. Like it's a good thing that like incorporate into your life, because I recently had one. I was like, I really feel like I need a hot toddy right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're married, but I'm plugging my name into that thing. So hot toddy. Just ladies, give me a call. Hot toddy.
There you go. Hot toddy. I like it. I like it.
No, but this has been great. I'm really proud of you. You've been going through a lot. I love how you're giving back. I love you have your school, your wineries. Now you got Seagram's. I see a lot of great things come out of this.
Yeah.
By the way, you gave grants back, right? You gave some grants back in your marketplace, like you selected.
I did. And that was with my partnership with Seagram's. We did a really, really big initiative together where we basically recognized Black-owned businesses. Black-owned businesses really struggle a lot more than any other businesses. So we actually gave out some grants and awarded some businesses that we found. We had like a search and we gave them all like grants to just contribute to their business and just help them to keep going. Like when you're and trust me, I know, because I have several businesses, every little bit helps. And sometimes just when you're just ready to like call it shut it down, it's just to get anything, it's this motivation to keep going. So again, that's one of the things that I really love about having this partnership with Seagram's Escapes. They're all about women empowerment, and they actually put their money where their mouth is. And we do initiatives like our marketplace for Black-owned businesses.
I love it. And congratulations on the partnership and its success
Thank
it is.
you.
I think it's awesome. And I think it's the perfect timing because COVID's starting to slowly. So I think more and more people are coming out, and I think everybody needs a drink, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And listen, one thing COVID taught us was life is too short and you just don't know what's going to happen in the world. So, don't wait for holidays to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself a little 4-pack of Serum Escapes and have it on deck every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Like, just celebrate life. Life is precious. Life is beautiful. And I know myself personally, just from, being able to just actually stop and be still, during the earlier parts of the pandemic, it was like, I honestly don't know how I was doing it. I don't know how I was on a plane, 2 or 3 times a week. And like I was crazy. And when I stopped, I was like, oh my God. And honestly, now that things are opening back up, I got to find a new job. So I got to hustle a little bit, but I do appreciate the times that I can spend with my family and with my friends and just even with myself, like wellness days for just myself, just taking care of myself. But yeah, I mean, like you got to just, you got to live it. You just got to live it. And you got to find that balance where you can be great and you can also be great. You know what I'm saying? Work and personal. And I think that's the happy place when you're able to do both and you can figure it out. So I had time to
appreciate,
try to work on that. Yes.
You're able to appreciate. I think that's a big
and appreciate. Humility it will always be a part of me, part of my life, who I am. I wake up, I start my day every day with, very simple, not my will, God's will be done. And before I close my eyes at night, I say in my head, not my will, God's will be done. I am so grateful for all of the opportunities that God has given me. I'm so grateful to even just wake up every morning. I'm grateful for my health. I don't take anything for granted. And I truly, truly live by those words because I truly believe that what is for me is for me. And no man or woman can take that from me. And if it's for you, I don't want it because it's not mine, it's yours. And that is how you navigate through life. And you can be happy for people, you can be happy for yourself, because if it's for you, it's for you. It's not your will, it's God's will. He's in control,
I think on that note, I'm going to raise a glass to that.
Okay. Not my will, God's will be done. All right.
Yeah, salute to that. I like that.
Okay.
Well, Cynthia, thank you. Thank you for inspiring me and others, obviously, and to the success of your partnerships and your career so far. And again, thank you for being a guest on FaceTime with Todd Wharton. I had a great time with you today.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having me. I don't know what took you so long to finally sit down with me, but that, I'm going to let that, as long as you make sure that we definitely connect more than we have been, which was never, I definitely see more of your face, Todd. So don't be a stranger.
We will, I promise you. So Cynthia, thanks for being a guest on FaceTime with Todd Wharton. Thank you for giving back to your community. Thank you for bringing the mimosas and the berry floats and the Jamaican Me Crazy and all the other stuff that you brought to the show. I appreciate you. I'm sure all the moms out there appreciate you. And of course, all the kids and everybody appreciate you for giving back. Congratulations on everything that you're doing with the Housewives, the partnership with Seagram's, your acting career, your modeling career, and so on and so on. And I promise you, we'll get out of a long relationship. I swear, this is not going to be the last time you see my face. I'm like mumbling right now because I had such a good time with you. But on a serious note, guys, it is Mother's Day coming up, and I want to take this time to wish everybody out there, especially all the moms, happy Mother's Day. You all deserve it. And fellas and daughters as well, make sure you give your mom a call. If she's not around, look up to the sky and just thank her for everything that she gave you. Because remember, they went through 9 months of their lives to give us a full life. And they were there for us. That's our moms. They're always going to be in our heart. And Mom, to you up there, salute. I can't wait to see you one day, but I hope to make you proud. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. And like I always say, if you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living? Take care, guys. I'll see you soon. Hey guys, thanks for watching. And while you're here, you might as well subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more information on the show, go to FaceTimeWithToddWharton.com.
What are you doing in there?
Ma, I'm shooting a promo. Why you always gotta ruin my flavor?